Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Got a couple stories to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. SEC Supreme Leader and Dictator Kim Jong-Gary is doing everything in his power to reduce opportunity for the public to comment on SEC crypto-related policy. He doesn't want to hear from you. He doesn't want to hear from me. He doesn't want to hear from anyone. His message effectively to the general public is sit down and shut up. He views us all as a bunch of trifling ass bitches. That's what he thinks of us. He thinks that we are trifling ass bitches. Well, I'll tell you what, he's the trifling ass bitch, and he's an asshat too. You know what he's doing? He's redefining words to mean different things that they don't actually mean, so that he can have additional power. He and the SEC can have additional power over things that they have no business regulating. It's repulsive and disgusting, and I'm going to highlight it in this video. Also, I've got an update on a story that I've been covering. You may be aware at this point that there's a not-for-profit organization called Empower Oversight, which has actually sued the SEC because they're not sharing information that they really probably should be sharing as a result of Empower Oversight filing a Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA request for short. I've got an update on the most recent development from the president of Empower Oversight. And surprise, surprise, according to what he says, I'll tell you here in the outset, the SEC is intentionally behaving in a way that would not yield the results, the documents that the Empower Oversight is asking for, the searches that the SEC is going through, the way that they're going about it, there's no way that it was going to pull up what they were asking for, and it seems to be by design. Well, surprise, surprise. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby, and just for fun. Here's a headline from Yahoo Finance. Crypto regulation is coming, just not this year, so says SEC's Hester Peirce. Securities and Exchange Commissioner Hester Peirce expects an SEC proposal to expand the definition of an exchange as a backdoor way to regulate cryptocurrency exchanges, but does not anticipate the commission will formally introduce direct crypto regulation this year. So let me just pause. I'll tell you my expectations is that SEC and all of his bullies and thugs over at the SEC, they will continue to regulate by enforcement in the meantime, regardless of whether or not there's some sort of a formal addition to crypto regulation from the SEC this year. Regardless of that, they're going to continue to be bullies and regulate by enforcement. But take a look at this quote. This is from Hester Peirce, SEC Commissioner. The expansive definition that's being proposed for exchanges will cover a lot of potential platforms that haven't thought necessarily that they would be covered, and that's in the traditional security space as well as in the crypto space. Well, go figure, right? Redefine words so that way SEC can just be all things everywhere. In fact, we don't need any other government agencies to regulate anything. The SEC can just take over the roles of the IRS. The DOJ, it can pick your government agency, pick the three letters, and the SEC can just do that by redefining words. The scope of what they're allowed to cover increases. You see how this works? By redefining words, the scope of what the SEC can do increases. Go figure, right? Anyway, Peirce, a Republican appointee dubbed Crypto Mom for her enthusiastic advocacy of the sector, believes the commission is moving too quickly with a comment period of 30 days, which she said is too short to properly consider expanding the regulatory net for trading platforms. In fact, to bring that point home, let me highlight this from Jerry Brito. Jerry Brito is the executive director at Coin Center, which is a DC-based crypto think tank. And for those of you that are looking at your screen, take a look at this. This is amazing. You've got three different SEC commissioners listed here. On the left, you got Mary Jo White, who, by the way, is one of the attorneys also. Did I say commissioner? In case I meant to say chair. If I didn't say chair, I might have said commissioner a second ago. Anyway, so you've got three chairs listed here. Mary Jo White is former chair of the SEC. And she's one of the attorneys for Ripple's legal team, by the way. And here you can see her tenure 2013 through 2017. You've got Jay Clayton from 2017 to 2020. And then you got Gary Gensler listed here, 2021 to present. And here is what Jerry Brito wrote. And you'll see right here, this is Kim Jong-Gary reducing opportunity for public comment. They don't want to hear what you have to say. You need to sit down and shut up because Gary's got it under control, folks, and he's going to just control everything in crypto. So take a look at this comment from Jerry Brito, who again's running, he's the executive director. So yeah, he's running Coin Center. Under Gensler, SEC has consistently provided public comment periods shorter than the standard 60 days. 2 proposals had 60-day periods, 3 had 45-day periods, and 7 had 30-day periods. Worse, most of the comment periods under Gensler also overlapped with major holidays. And so look at this. This blue column, where it's 60 days, look at how short this is for Gary Gensler. There's a clear indication this is a power-hungry egomaniac. That's what Gary Gensler is. Be aware, this is the type of human that we are dealing with. Not interested in what anybody else thinks, and he just wants as much power as possible, and he'll do whatever shady things he has to do, including redefining words within the English language to make it happen. He'll do whatever the hell he has to. Now going back to this piece here from Yahoo Finance. Last week, Peirce dissented against an SEC proposal that seeks to amend regulating trading systems, including expanding the definition of what constitutes an exchange. While aimed at targeting deficiencies in the Treasury market, Peirce sent a warning to all trading platforms, and here's a quote from her. Even if you have nothing to do with government securities or even fixed income or with traditional securities, read this release. It covers a lot of ground, and you should not assume that it has nothing to do with you because it probably does. Take a moment to let that sink in. So here's something that was written up, has nothing to do with securities, but the SEC, which governs securities, is going to potentially come after you anyway, even though it has nothing to do with securities. Because reasons, folks. That's why. Because reasons. Power-hungry egomaniacs. Now into this next piece. Here is the headline. This was the cool news back in December. I made a video about this at the time. This is from Empower Oversight. Their headline, Empower Oversight sues SEC for access to FOIA documents amid crypto conflict of interest concerns. Now, I'm not going to read this article. It's on your screen. You can pause it if you actually want to read through this. I've already covered this in detail, so that's not the purpose of this video. But suffice it to say, just to get you caught up to speed, the Freedom of Information Act request that was made by Empower Oversight is seeking all sorts of documents from high-ranking SEC officials, former officials, Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, for example, just to name a couple. And the SEC, of course, is playing hardball. And so you may remember I also covered this. This is from January 19th, 2022. So over a month later after that initial update, there's this headline from Empower Oversight. Empower Oversight appeals SEC's claim of no responsive records on cryptocurrency FOIA. And this is where they're claiming, hey, we don't have anything. So take a look at this. Empower Oversight filed an administrative appeal challenging the Securities and Exchange Commission's claim that, quote, no responsive records exist, end quote, in several categories of Empower Oversight's Freedom of Information Act request. The SEC's claim that it conducted, this is a quote actually, conducted a thorough search of the SEC's various systems of record, end quote, regarding conflicts of interest with cryptocurrencies is unsupported. So basically, what Empower Oversight was arguing January 19th in this document is the SEC's claiming that they did a thorough search, but they were not defining what thorough search is, basically. They weren't saying what it is, the process they went through, and what the hell kind of transparency is that? That's not going to build confidence in the public, right? Of course not. And then they wrote as follows. In its response to Empower Oversight, the SEC failed to describe the scope of its searches. Thus, neither Empower Oversight nor the public can be assured that the SEC took reasonable steps to locate and produce responsive documents. In its administrative appeal, Empower Oversight is requesting the SEC to review the SEC FOIA research specialists' searches, report if any deficiencies are found, and provide sworn affidavits describing the searches in detail if the SEC still claims that no records exist. And so look, they're coming hard after the SEC, and this wouldn't be happening if the SEC didn't sue Ripple claiming that they sold XRP as an unregistered security. So Empower Oversight is on the side of XRP holders, which another way to say that is they're on the right side of history, right? And so here's the update, though. This is from Jason Foster, and he is the founder and president of Empower Oversight. So this is his Twitter account, and he tweeted out the following just several days ago. He wrote, and this, honestly, I haven't even seen this covered in media. I came across this. I haven't seen, maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen anyone in crypto media actually write a story about this. So I wanted to share this because it's the latest on this. And again, like, this is an entity suing the SEC because of the nonsense that they began with Ripple and XRP. That's the reason this is happening. That's very cool. So anyway, here's what Jason Foster said, though. The SEC claimed it found no records, but did not describe its search methods. Following a call last week with the SEC, it became clear that the scope of its search was too narrow. So here's a new FOIA request to uncover exactly what SEC did before claiming no records exist. So now there's another Freedom. Folks, this is ridiculous. I mean, he's doing the right thing. I'm just saying the absurdity of this is not lost upon me. So there's another Freedom of Information Act requested to learn this even more specifics about what process the SEC went through to determine that the records that the Empower Oversight is asking for don't exist. Trying to figure that out now. It just gets even more and more ridiculous. And so here you have the SEC basically doing a crappy search that they knew wouldn't yield results, just hoping that that would be the end of this. You've got Kim Jong-Gary leading the SEC, trying to get you to sit down and shut up, doesn't want to hear your opinion, trying to redefine words within the English language like exchange so that they can just rule over everything that's completely unrelated to securities, and this is what we're working with. And so anybody in the crypto space that's not rooting for Ripple, you better get your head checked, son, because if this doesn't go well for Ripple, then this space is going to fall apart in the United States. It's going to be disastrous. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.